It is known as a gentleman's badge of humility, a salesman's elegant way of saying, "Good day, how do you do?" as he lifts it just slightly off his head. A bald man's loyal companion when the sun decides to be merciless. This is none other than the hat. The hat. That ubiquitous piece of attire cannot be missed at any respectable local store. It is as versatile as it is iconic, having weathered decades of trends and critics, while maintaining its steadfast place atop the heads of humanity. The hat has received its fair share of criticism and compliments, but not even the boldest among us have dared to declare life better without one. A pillar of identity, the hat speaks volumes about its wearers. From the mailman to the cultured poet. From the
"I'm a member of Parliament"
senior to the
I would like my carrot salad salty, if you please.
gentleman. Many characters have worn the hat, but many seem to forget the hat's huge role in societal bonds. For example, what did the cat say when he got out of the hat? Why, I'd like to imagine he confidently asked for a role in Dr. Seuss production. Hats have always served a subtle yet powerful form of communication in the workplace. A visual shorthand that conveyed one's role, rank, or purpose with precision. Jobs, especially in more traditional or uniform-driven environments, relied heavily on the aesthetic of hats to define and distinguish positions. Take, for instance, the tale of Freddie Jones, recounted in his memoir, a poignant reminder of how hats can make or break us, when he tried to land a job in a nearby neighborhood. Freddie, ever the optimist, approached a local establishment, unaware of the trouble his satirical choice would invite.
"I would like to apply for this job, if you please."
Why, certainly. I trust you know the nature of this job. Now may I ask, what is your favorite color hat?
Why, if it wasn't obvious, I'm rather fond of red hats.
Sir, you do realize this is a gang application you are submitting, yes? And we, the Blues, are not exactly fond of the Reds.
Say, are you trying to play the wise guy?
Trying to take a mickey out of rocking.
Freddie, accused of playing the wise guy, found himself in quite the predicament. He narrowly escaped, though without a small financial quote-unquote persuasion fee. The hat, it seemed, had spoken louder than Freddie ever could. And let us not forget the whimsical feline who dared to don his striped hat. While a fine choice for literary pursuits, even he would fail to be recruited in such gang-related headgear dramatics. With different hats come different characteristics, even ones that land you in certain conversations. Take, for instance, the time I sat down with Mr. Adam Bormayer, the esteemed yet quirky mayor of Bormayer, over tea served in tiny hat-shaped cups. He recounted a rather peculiar case. At a diverse factory, the owner had prided himself on recruiting people from all walks of life, regardless of background or gender. But what he hadn't accounted for was the colossal language barrier. Communication was, in one word, chaos. A simple request for a screwdriver could be misinterpreted as an insult. Tensions rose, and the air was thick with frustration. But then, by sheer coincidence, a few workers showed up one day wearing hats of undeniably silly nature. It was a whole change of atmosphere. Conversations that once ended in glares now erupted in laughter. Workers began pointing out each other's hats with playful admiration. "I may hate your guts and all," someone said, "but that hat, now that's just brilliant." This is where experts, myself included, make our grand entrance. The statements in question were more than enough to spur my team and I into action. Fueled by equal parts of determination and caffeine, we embarked on a months-long journey of planning, obsessive writing, and a single unyielding goal: to prove once and for all that heads possess the uncanny power to make or break us. Our plan: a hat parade. A bald spectacle designed to capture the attention of hat enthusiasts. We envisioned a world where hat wearers could stop mid-stride, compelled by the parade's whimsy to share their deeply personal tales, stories of times when they deeply needed a hat but found themselves tragically, unforgivably hatless. It was more than a parade. It was a mission, a movement, and dare I say, a revolution in the making. Ladies and gentlemen, after extensive research on this topic, I present to you
Mercy dokes and dozy dokes and little lamsy-divey, a giddly-divey to you. Mercy dokes and dozy dokes and little lamsy-divey, a giddly-divey to you. If the words sound queer and funny to your ear, a little bit jumbled and jivey, sing mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy.
Here at Bona Garage Studios, we eagerly await complaints from clients who found themselves in unconventional, peculiar predicaments. Our services were discreetly advertised through the most modern of mediums, Craigslist. Today marked the arrival of our third case, a case so whimsical, even I began to wonder whether the universe was playing a game of tickle. Franklin Doob, a 69-year-old pensioner and a proud proprietor of a modest gas station just down the road, was eager to be the first hat wearer to lay his troubles at our feet. Franklin didn't just have a problem, he had a saga, a grudge so magnificently overgrown that it had been thriving for over 4 decades. As the story goes, Franklin's hat-related woes dated back to his springful 25th year. On that fateful day, he attended his dear friend's wedding, hatless. Always wearing a hat that deliberately ignored the carefully curated color themes. The fallout was immediate and catastrophic.
It was the summer of 1956, it was. I had just been invited to a wedding of an old friend of mine. I was told that the color theme was brown and maroon. I'm not quite fond of those colors, you see. Needless to say, I thought I would be more spontaneous. So I decided to wear a more silly hat, if you will. He didn't hesitate to kick me out, right in the middle of prayer, mind you. We never spoke since then.
Franklin lost his friend entirely, their once-tied bond unraveling as swiftly as a poorly stitched brim. After the fallout, Franklin was recruited into the war, vanishing into a world of rigid schedules and military rations, never getting the chance to apologize or explain his side of the story. Franklin had hoped that by getting in touch with us, we could find a way to convince his old friend that Franklin never had any ill intentions all those years ago. The friend in question, Philip Jacobi, had approached us just days earlier, at the opening speech of the annual hat parade, no less. He had learned that the event was designed to unite hat wearers from all walks of life. Philip carried an unusual burden, an unshakable regret, tied to every hat he encountered. But after hearing the parade's intentions, he had approached us, hoping to book a ticket for the opening event. I knew that it was the perfect opportunity to bring them together. So without any hesitation, the moment he departed, my team and I sprung into action. We stayed up all night, fueled by determination, devising a plan. The plan went as follows. We could convince Philip Jacobi that he had been selected as the lucky winner of the best hat, an entirely fictitious title. This prestigious title, of course, would require him to take to the stage and deliver a heartfelt speech in front of the entire crowd, explaining what had drawn him to the parade in the first place. The hope was that Franklin, stationed somewhere amongst the sea of brimmed and feathered hat wearers, would hear the speech, recognize the weight of the moment, and if went according to plan, approached Philip afterwards. This was the perfect opportunity to prove our long-standing theory. If our experiment succeeded, we believed that we could present the undeniable evidence to the government.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to introduce this year's winner of the best hat. Without any further introduction, we welcome to the stage Philip Jacobi.
This is indeed a surprise. I would never have guessed that I, Philip Jacobi, would be standing as the winner on this stage. It is quite the honor. I am grateful to have my daughter here, especially after the divorce. Yeah. I would like to take this opportunity to mention why I was drawn into the event. First of all, I have a new love for hats. And second of all, I owe this to an old friend of mine. We had a fallout because he appeared at my wedding with a rather stupid hat. I kicked him out afterwards. But I've never seen hats the same way again. I've been holding a grudge for years. But now I can publicly testify that I love hats. I hope that wherever he is, he can find it in his heart to forgive me. So I am honored to be given this prestigious title. Thank you.
After delivering his speech, Philip Jacobi quite literally bumped into Franklin Doob. There was a pause, a hesitation, but then, as if guided by some unspoken rule of reconciliation, heads were exchanged, followed closely by hugs. And just like that, the years of estrangement unraveled, stitched back together with the same invisible thread that had once bound them together. My team and I wasted no time. Armed with this groundbreaking revelation, we compiled our findings and submitted them to the press. Headlines were drafted, interviews were arranged. After months of meticulous effort, we had done it. We had scientifically proven that heads indeed have the power to make or break us.
Oh, mercy dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? Oh, mercy dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? If the words sound queer and funny to your ear, a little bit jumbled and jivey, sing bears eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy.
And the busy king back the moon losing my need I live all alone and she's gone.